Because 1 + 1 is still 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't feel it equals 3. And that's the reality. A lot of men, safe place. I told them niggas in the barbershop, create your safe place. I don't give a fuck if she don't do shit different. The reality is, say what's real, because in the end, when that point comes and I can't take it, when y'all walk out, you won't say, why? What happened? You never told me. No, I told you 72 times. And you don't listen. And that's the reality. That's the difference between niggas. Dog, when I'm in a relationship, my girl says something, I want to do anything I can to make things right. If she says, nigga, I don't like this, I want to change it. Outside of eating ass because I ain't fucking doing it, but anything else.
Hey, first and foremost, you're going too far.
You know what I'm saying? No, but that's my point. But you can tell a woman, hey man, this would, and she might even say, no, I get it. And shit might never change. And she
are you okay? Do you
this nigga had a flashback.
He just speaking. He's speaking. This real shit though.
This shit resonated.
So many men.
This resonated.
In a barbershop and we didn't know each other like that. Comments. And everybody was like, man, no, this is for real.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to put this
a woman walked in and everybody shut up. He was like, dang, safe place gone. You know what I mean? Like,
Brunch with the boys, we the hottest. Brunch with the boys, we the hottest.
What's going on? It's your boy King Des here, another episode of Brunch with the Boys. We're so happy to be here with you this evening. It's been a long time. We know we're going to hit in the comments, but we're happy to be back with you. What's going on, fellas?
Hey, Happy New Year. We in here. It's definitely been a minute.
That's a late-ass New Year, too, bro.
It is. It's still January,
February?
Though.
It's January.
It's still January.
Word.
Yeah, time is really flying.
When was the last time y'all recorded?
This not when you do that, though. This is not the time you do that. We'll talk about it.
We got a special guest tonight.
This is Mr. Jen out here. We have a special guest. She ain't that special anymore.
Because
oh, that's what we doing?
Because we have the one and the only Posh from the Posh Sessions podcast.
Round of applause. Welcome.
Posh, thank you.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Thank you for coming and bringing 2 friends.
I was like, she only brought one, though.
I was saying the same thing. It took me
You're
a second.
so clever.
Oh man, no, but it's great to be back in the studio, sitting with my boys once again.
Yes.
And Posh might as well be one too.
And for a change, Gent is taking lead on the topic tonight. Something near and dear to his heart.
Dog, why you to laugh? Why you to laugh when he said it like
Listen,
that?
man. No, it is. This was a topic he wanted, and I wanted.
I wasn't overly passionate about this.
No,
I don't want you to do this.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
Gent has dealt with a lot of, and I won't bury the lead.
Therapy for him.
I won't bury the lead. You know, this is about ride or die. You know, are you gonna be a ride or die for your person?
It is.
Especially through those mental shit and all that, right?
So that's why they wrote me in this
first
shit.
off, mental shit and all that.
Like, you know,
is a little
mental health.
It's
problems.
Because I said I'm a sucker for love ass bitch. That's why he said,
I'm just saying,
oh, you the
alcoholic.
person.
It's okay. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
We gonna find a way to work it out.
I didn't know, Posh, that you were going through your stages of alcoholism because you took a break for the last 30 days.
Oh man.
I don't want to make light of folks out there actually with alcohol.
You want to be that person today. Oh, it's amazing.
Appreciate you.
Either way,
yeah.
I want to start this episode.
How about the ones that are just, addicted to weed? Or can you be sensitive to them? Or like,
I mean,
weed's not addictive though.
Yeah,
you can't really be addicted to weed.
That's when you find out who the real weed heads are.
Right.
They stand on business on that one. You ain't never seen nothing like that. You ain't never seen man OD off of.
Yeah. They get passionate like that. You better not ever bring that shit up again.
They get mad as hell.
For him to get riled up.
They get mad as hell. But no, for real, today we want to start off our first episode in 2025. We don't take anything seriously because we feel like a little humor makes the medicine go down, but we like to have some real conversation. But in this episode, we want to talk about exploring loyalty in relationships, but really navigating the challenges of unpacking that vow that you've heard maybe once or twice in a million movies, if you into rom-coms and shit like that, in sickness and in health, right? And if that really truly holds up in modern relationships, and so
sickness is a wide thing,
and
too.
we can.
That's
we
what
can dive
I want to
into.
get into.
What is she out her
different
fucking mind?
sicknesses.
I can't deal with it.
Well, we about to talk about all those.
Could you
things.
date a chick that has Tourette's?
No.
Okay, we're not there yet.
I saw that show.
We're not there.
No, I mean, what are we waiting on?
Jesus,
that
we
show.
What are we
That
waiting
show.
on?
She's just a normal person.
fuck.
She just, yeah, and sometimes it's not even curse words. It's just regular things like door. Put the nail in the door. You know what I mean? Like
nigga,
it's something random
you can't
like that.
sell it to me. I don't want it.
Sometimes though,
I don't want
sometimes it's like penis shit. Like you know what I mean?
Nah, I
don't know.
I don't want to know either.
I watched the show. I feel her, man. Like she's just a regular person. She can't control it.
I don't like my
You
women.
can't take her to church, obviously. You know what I mean?
All I know,
But you can be with her.
you just swerved around the block.
I just feel like
we didn't even get a
you
chance
just
to.
said problems, man.
Let's
That's a real thing.
let's dive into the framework with
Okay.
with
I
a,
thought Tourette's was
with a
that.
lit. I know he's crashing
That's
out,
dating.
bro.
You wouldn't give her a chance. I'm gonna find something that she could get while you're together to make you want to stay.
And you know me, so think carefully.
Okay, so how about we start from the top
No
again?
die over there.
Let's stop from the top again in regards to just understanding, like, dog, it's super easy to leave people in modern society right now. People be opting out fast as hell. Back in the day, it was like shit. If it's too hot, get out the kitchen, bruh. At this point, if it's slightly warm, people have completely disappeared on people, right? What's up, D?
Can I say something?
Already?
All right, yeah, just about what you said. I just want to say, you talked about back in the days, people tolerated shit. It wasn't really people. What happened back in the days is women didn't have the resources that they have now. Our granddaddies was out here with 2 families and shit, doing all types
Speak
of
for your
foul shit.
fucking self.
Out here doing all types of foul shit. The problem is a lot of women didn't have the resources to leave and take care of kids in the process, and so they stayed and they put up with his foolishness as long as he was willing to take care of the household. So I don't necessarily think men have changed a lot. I think the circumstances for women have.
That applies to finances.
Yeah, and I
Not
think that's why
necessarily.
back in the
Okay.
day they would stay.
Yeah.
But I also want you guys are taking one angle, but you're not looking at the other angle. Dog, back in the day, men were staying with their families as well, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't just a woman can be acting up, and there was men still staying with their family
yeah.
too. It was not.
Hello.
It's these days and time, boy. A person can't even hiccup the
No,
right
you gotta
way,
let 'em get
and
bunned.
anyone be out.
Men
dog.
forget that all the time.
And so y'all be forgetting this. It goes both ways for real. But so I want to kind of first start talking about just kind of like mental health and relationships, right? We talking about sickness and health, right? So I want to first start off with Posh.
Oh Lord.
Like, if your man turns into a woe is me professional, everything, he got that real victim mentality. At what point do you just throw in the towel and say, listen, bitch, I ain't your therapist? And voice make your voice present and say, no, I'm out. I dip. Or regardless of how he feels mentally, you staying in it to win it.
You
That
really
is a very loaded question.
you asked the wrong person. Posh ain't staying. Okay.
The Posh interpreter.
Posh ain't staying.
That's not true though. That's not
understand.
true. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, the way I look at things is, listen, contrary to popular belief, I say this all the time. My parents are still together. My grandparents are still together. A lot of people in my family are married and still together like decades later. So literally, I grew up seeing that. Now, to his point to a degree, because, I never agree with this nigga. But, things were different back in the day. But I just think it's circumstantial. I think in general, when we're talking about topics like this, it's one of those things where I'm an action person, right? Everybody goes through shit in life. So this is not about like, if it's circumstantial where he's going through something and it's a short period, even if it's a period of time, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if this is just your mentality in general about life, nah, I can't fuck with you.
Okay, so that's a good point. So let's say he starts off strong. He's been everything that you've ever needed in life, and then he hits this snag, dog. And
Maybe
it's,
lost somebody close to
Yo,
him.
midlife
something.
crisis
Yeah.
is real.
Oh,
Niggas
that
be
midlife-
fucking
I just want to know
wildin'.
why you had to go to midlife
No,
already.
that's actually a really good
but
point.
It's true
That's
though.
really, really normal. Yeah.
Midlife crisis, niggas be doing the most.
Do women not have midlife crisis too?
We do to a
Okay.
degree, but y'all got a
Start
different
fucking the young
way.
niggas. That's Dez. You're right. That's when they go get some young meat.
No doubt.
Yeah,
Well,
they
you
usually
see.
circle back and be like, "Man, I really couldn't take that young meat anyway."
No, for real.
Yeah.
Too active.
Yeah. It's facts. It's facts. Though as they get older, they kind of grow to accept a lazy fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
because
seriously.
honestly, like for a lot of women, a lazy fuck is the norm.
The bar is set so low. That's what I'm saying. The bar is set so low.
Yeah, only a chosen few getting dick down right.
You even
a lot of
see
women
it.
taking very regular dick.
Though you even see it on IG comments when sexual content is there, and one of the chicks says, "Man, I would love to be slutted out like that." It's basic shit almost. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
See what I'm saying? My
You wanna
life
go to
is
her
not
page.
bad
What
at
you was thinking
all.
about.
Just to see- and you probably would never want her. I didn't. You know how that is. But my point of the matter, a lot of women won't experience these type of things.
Right.
So a regular fuck is
Restrict
like,
themselves, yeah.
it's totally
Yeah,
that
live,
midlife
ladies.
crisis.
Live.
Shoot,
Live. You got one
because a
life.
young nigga hit anything.
I mean,
No, literally anything.
No,
it's
seriously,
true.
anything.
It's true.
Shock.
They're leading with a different brain.
They
right
don't
now.
even fucking
We
care.
was too though.
Yeah, I mean,
We
I
was too.
think everyone goes through
No,
that.
for sure, for
so,
sure.
I mean,
I used to love an older married bitch, or just an older single mom, even better. The older single mom, and when they have multiple baby mamas, man, that's a gift from God. You know what I mean? Because she's trying so hard to keep you happy. Because you should. She knows I'm 19. We shouldn't even be here. You know what I mean?
That's facts. That's
Yeah,
facts.
it was nice.
It's
You
mutually
know what?
beneficial. As they
Yeah, for both of us.
Yeah.
For both of us.
well,
fuck with
the reason why I said that because the statistics basically say about 40% of relationships have issues based on this front of just mental illness in general, and it's how
That's a fact.
and how it impacts everything about the relationship, how they move, and whether it's going to be even remotely successful. But let me just ask the boys a thing then. So, do you think that when women say, "Hey, listen, it's okay to be vulnerable," do you feel like that's accurate, or you feel like that's code for I'm gonna discount everything that you say going forward? Your leadership is in question. And that
leadership
includes
in
your
question,
manhood.
too. Shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or
All
like,
of this, I can't
No,
say nothing.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying
Damn.
because
If that's
I
if
get
that's
a
what
lot.
I'm
I get a
losing.
lot. I get a lot of dudes that really, and you see this. You see this. This statement like resonates all over social media, where it's just like you never let a woman know that you have a weakness. You never let a woman know that there's a
I've
problem.
never operated under those terms.
Right.
Okay.
Ever.
Nor have
I'm so go for
Lie.
it and
What you mean
and
lie?
let it be what it
I
is.
thought
said
that's
neither
what
have
you
I.
said.
No, he
I said,
yeah.
nor have I.
Oh,
Yeah. I have to say how I feel. Like
You
I
just ready to
almost
disagree with me on something.
facts. I almost want a chick to not like me expressing myself or to be uncomfortable with it and express it, so I can get rid of that hoe. Like I don't want you to waste my time. I'm not hiding any of me to see if you slowly want to accept it. Remember one time we was talking a long time ago about a chick, and I was like, man, I wonder if I should tell her I smoke trees. And you was telling me, man, wait, get to know her, see, and tell her. And I was like, no, I'm telling that bitch immediately. Why? If I got to fucking slowly unfold me, I hate you already.
But let me
I
tell
hate
you-
you,
let me tell you why
for
shit
real.
don't work.
Because she's not gonna accept me for me, and I'm not gonna express.
But
Y'all gonna have to
we-
explain. Yeah, but a lot of people judge
there's
like
a
that.
lot of judgment.
Don't do that.
unless you get a certain
A
element.
lot of people, a lot of women.
They probably had a little bit more humble beginnings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There are men who don't drink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if they're chicks,
I don't trust a
they
woman
live
that don't
down a
drink.
bit. Yeah.
I really
said
don't.
that before.
I really don't trust. Like,
First of all, you could trust me. I'm just taking a break. Okay?
I know.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
alcoholism, that's perfectly
Yeah.
fine with me. That shows your dedication, actually. So I know I'm good. But I just don't trust anyone who's not okay with allowing themselves to be vulnerable at any moment.
Yeah.
Them chicks that talk about I'm high off of life, oh my God,
Yeah.
walking the traffic. Like, that's some wild
But
shit.
sometimes they really are, though. Sometimes they really are. I want to give them credit. Sometimes they have high energy, and it's like, man, you really are happy.
You talking about
know
that
what I mean?
cheerleader energy.
Yeah,
I don't want
man,
that
like,
cheerleader
it's
energy,
kind of
bro.
shocking. I'm impressed by it.
I don't want that cheerleader
Because
energy.
I like to believe we're high, on life without necessarily needing to stuff. It just makes it easier to make it nicer, but I don't
I
know.
just feel like I don't know. I always walk into situations just unapologetically me. It's
Yeah.
like, listen, what you see is what you get. You decide whether you want to deal with this shit show or not.
Facts.
And guess what? It might be the pussy, but they stick around.
They do.
Yeah. I'm
I've
sure
never
it's a
really
high,
had
I'm sure it's a
anybody
good
walk
I'm sure it's a good
away.
percentage based off of
You
that.
know,
for
like
sure.
even if you
What's
had
that
a bad
percentage?
night,
80,
like
20?
the
I
20
don't
pussy.
want to call it out right now.
good
kinda
really
want to.
outweighs the
Okay,
bad.
yeah, all right.
They might be mad for a
Yeah.
couple of days and not talk to me, but eventually they circle back. Like, it wasn't that bad. Did you
Yeah.
die?
Do you think sex can can aid with the mental health.
Thank you. Listen.
Yeah, hell
Okay. Oh, you were going somewhere else.
With mental illness and health. Like, do you think that could help be a solve, or is it just a Band-Aid?
First of all, it could be both. It could be both because sometimes real issues exist and you're blinded by the sex and you don't want to face those issues because the sex is really good and that's real toxic, but it's happened.
Would you help your partner fix the problem if you were getting what you wanted out of it? Like right now, I've been fucked up. No, I'm just being real. If right now my partner, she's like in a bad spot and the only way for her to heal is to be hypersexual with me. Like, do I need to fix her right now?
God dang, you want to put a pause on it?
Maybe who she is right now, we can be happy together forever. Maybe this feeling is conducive to a long-lasting relationship.
Oh, that's wild,
that
bruh.
I didn't foresee until you went through this obstacle.
You crashed out,
and then you didn't crash out. You just a little unstable right now. I don't know.
That's
uncertain.
crazy work. No pun
I'm
intended.
asking.
You know what I'm
sometimes
saying?
that's a perfect storm.
Listen.
Jeez.
No? Okay.
I mean, I'm with
Just a
you when
theory.
you're right, but
Yeah. No, I get it. It's far-fetched theory.
but it works in some situations.
Just saying.
Sometimes you just need it fucked out of
Could
you.
you
You
be
know
with
what
the
I'm
chick
saying?
that's-
Like, for example,
Yeah.
like for all intents and purposes, when you're having sex, endorphins are being released, all the happy chemicals. So if you like depressed and shit like that, sex comes in handy.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you might develop a codependency, but we'll cross that bridge when
We'll get down there. That's a little bit later
Could
into
you
that.
deal
like,
with the sex addiction, Des? If a chick says, "Hey, I have a sex addiction," and it's all on you, but she
No.
got to have it every day.
No,
Yeah.
You don't like to fuck?
I do, but
So
I got a whole life. So like, I don't have like numerous hours all day just to be fucking. I got shit to do.
It don't have to be crazy long sessions. She just needed 30 minutes a day, three 10-minute sessions.
If it fits the schedule, yeah. But like, if I can make money or fuck you, I'm gonna go make money.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what? This is why I don't like this nigga, bro. Because he's
Could you not hit her
trying
in the
to
morning?
be too cool.
And then hit her at night twice.
And it's like
You
it's
said
not
what?
even
Hit her in the
believable
morning.
half the time.
And
But
then
you know
hit
what's
her
crazy,
at
Posh?
night twice.
They know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm that cool.
Yeah,
So-
well, no,
but-
I didn't. I'm not going to admit
I'm
to
not
you
talking-
not that
the
cool.
definition she's using is
But
cool.
I will say
I'm not
that
sweating no shit.
I will say that he doesn't sweat much, bro.
No.
Like a girl can't even ask for a date before he was like, "Dang man, she had to go on and ask
I'm
me
not
for a
that-
date,
I'm
bro."
not-
Like, come
I'm
on,
not
man.
that
Like
bad.
that should be me.
Hold on. Ask you on a date how? Like on a first date?
Like, let's link up.
Or
You're
you've been
asking me a
fucking
follow
with
up
her
question
for
on something I
a
didn't even say I
while.
did.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer for you. I don't do that. So I don't have a follow up to you. I don't have an answer to your follow up question. Nah, I just don't. I don't change. We talking about being authentic, right?
Yeah.
I don't change myself for anybody.
Yeah.
That's neither bad nor good because
Yeah.
sometimes it's seen as rigid.
It's a little bit of both.
But
Yeah.
I always say this with anybody that's my friend or anybody that's in a relationship with me. I'm always gonna be me, and I'm authentically me. So like, if I tell you look good, I'm not one of them niggas that tell you look good all the time, even when you don't, just so
Yeah.
you feel good. If I tell you look good, you know you look good. When
For
I say
real.
I love you, it's because I I just thought about it and I love you. If I do something for you, because I'm not always a thoughtful nigga,
Yeah.
it's because I thought of you. So I'm not perfect, but I'm me, and I think the person that's meant for me, those things won't bother her.
That's real.
That's all.
That's
I
fair.
think that type of authenticity
sounds
too,
good.
it's like good for your mental health. You know, if you're not being yourself, man, it can throw everything off with your mind, your emotions, and once those things get out of tune,
Yeah,
then, you know,
it can be a slippery slope.
yeah, it's all bad.
Well, let's move on to like financial sickness. Let's just talk about that piece, right? So the strain of financial instability and its impact on the relationship, the hardships, all that type of stuff, right? So Posh, if your man says, like, I'm not broke, I'm just financially building, like,
It's like an Atlanta nigga right there.
how
It sound
long
like the
how
same
long do
thing,
you
too,
support him
you know?
before you push him
Let's
to
ask her if she would
Hold
support
on.
him.
How long do you support him until you say, hey, listen, no, you need to find Indeed.com. Like,
Okay, but like
Nigga ladders.
okay, 100K plus? Okay, my dude, I see.
okay, so here's my thing. Like, are we talking about one of these niggas that like they're working on their mixtape broke or like like
Let's say he in school, but he been in school for a while. And he got a plan.
a man with a plan
Yeah,
I could live with. Like I said, the nigga who's still trying to like make mixtapes and see if he's gonna blow up and he got like rapper dreams.
What
or
if you
something?
really
no.
like his
You know,
flow,
Jeezy
though?
and Jay ain't making it say they was in their 30s.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
What if you really
Good
like
points.
his flow? Because you know a lot of times
That's what's
you
up.
hate their
Take it up
music.
as a fucking hobby.
Okay, yeah, that's a great.
When you
idea,
get off work,
actually.
he go in the
Yeah.
studio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
fuck
an
with it.
actually.
Let's see how bad you want it, babe.
No
For
doubt,
real.
no doubt.
Yeah.
Like go to work and then afterwards, whatever
If you
you
have
want
the
to
energy
do.
still, you really want it.
Yeah, yeah.
Nigga deliver
What you
meal during the day and make
Yes.
hours at night. I fuck with
Yeah.
it. I fuck with
Yes,
it.
you know what? But you know why though?
Mm-hmm.
Because I look at, like I said, I look at things differently. Like
Yeah.
first and foremost, like I said, my upbringing plays a lot, obviously, in how I think.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I'm a single mom,
Yeah.
and in the midst of being a single mom, I've held a job and I've also opened up businesses. Both can be true.
Yeah,
So
feel you.
I just feel like if I've had to make sacrifices to get where I am, no, nigga, I'm sorry. I don't want to hear it because I've had to do everything by myself, little old me, with 2 kids on my back. Who came to my rescue? Nobody. So you want me to what exactly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Typically,
that's-
niggas save hoes though. Typically, so
Actually,
Y'all supposed to be the fucking protectors.
actually,
and
I've seen it.
providers in the
I've seen it both
relationship.
ways.
So-
I've seen chicks
Yeah.
out here trying to
But Jesus
save.
saying is that's more likely,
more
or
likely,
more
yeah.
prevalent. I agree.
But at the same time, like it all, if we're talking about like real relationships and
Yeah.
partnerships, it's also about balance, right? Because like I grew up seeing my parents where my dad literally worked a full-time job and 2 part-time jobs. We barely saw my dad growing up, right? But in turn, right, he was doing that. My mom, he never wanted my mom to have a job. So their agreement was once we started going to school, she's able to work. But my dad did handle the bulk of the bills because he didn't want her to work. So once we got of age and we started going to school, my mom started working. My mom's finances went into either covering what he could in that time. So, I mean, he didn't have that kind of, you know, you can't keep that up for long periods of time, right? Or if you got let go from a job or whatever, there's going to be financial struggle at some point. So what she did was she took her money and she built a nest egg. So when those hard times came, it was a relief for him because she had his back.
Yeah.
So it's not
That's
like
beautiful.
I'm trying to sit here and be like, oh, you
That's
know,
the idea.
you're
And
supposed to
that's-
carry every
that's what I'm talking
single
about.
thing.
Ideal
No,
situation.
but there has to be a balance and there has to be
Yeah.
an understanding. There's been plenty of times, like let me tell you something. My mom's, I've put videos up on my Instagram where I think it was, I'm tempted to say September of 2019, right? So my parents, they bought their first house based on my mom's savings, right? Like what she was able to put up, they bought their first house. They bought a second investment home. They decided they wanted to relocate to Florida, sold the properties, moved to Florida, buy a crib. My dad wanted to start a business. He wanted to go into trucking. They took out a home line of equity to fund the business. Unfortunately, the business didn't do well, right? In turn, they ended up having to short sale the house because of that decision. But 2 years go by, they're able to buy again. They buy the house. Fast forward September of 2019, for his birthday, my mom, you know, boxes up something or whatever. He opens it up, and it's literally the house note was paid.
Yeah, that's beautiful stuff.
So that's what I'm saying. Like
That
so
level of loyalty,
that
even
level-
though.
But that's my point. It's like, you know, his years of hard work allowed for her to put her
So it
money
was a balancing act.
into good
Yeah.
use and multiply what they had because
Yeah.
off of that she was able to pay the mortgage. They've bought several Airbnb properties. Like she multiplied the investments.
Yeah.
Let me say this
Go
real
ahead.
quick, and I know we're going to get back to your questions particularly.
No,
but
that's
I
a
would
question.
say about that, I think that's beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's the ideal and that's the dream.
Yeah.
But that takes 2 parties who are locked into the same goal, right? That's
Totally
your dad,
aligned.
like, yo, my kids and my wife, that's my goal. Like, I'm taking care of them. And that's your mom being like, I got his fucking back like nobody else.
But
If
that's
one
the
of those-
fucking problem.
If
Like
one of
he
those people
said.
ain't there, that shit don't
That
work.
ride or
If the
die.
nigga raggedy or the
Exactly.
bitch spending her money on another nigga, that don't work.
Ew, that's disgusting. Don't
know what I
ever
mean?
say no shit like that again. Spend money on a nigga. Ugh. Anyway,
You
but
know that a
going
lot of
back to
women
what he
spend
was
money on
saying,
men,
though,
right?
like
A lot of women spend
Hey.
money on men.
you should spend money on your significant other. But me cheating on my nigga to go spend money.
Dang, Posh. Dang, that shit made her get that. She couldn't even finish her sentence.
Hey,
Dang.
she not taking
Nigga, I got a
Cheating to
fucking
spend
dad.
money
You
on the
better be
side.
what?
You know, Come on, I guess that's crazy.
Dudes do that a
well,
lot.
Dudes have to do
Women
it.
do it as well.
But
Yeah,
The
for sure.
I
believe women do it
definitely
too.
as well. Yeah,
You ain't
believe
lied
it.
about that.
Yeah,
What you say?
The ugly ones.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Don't disagree, Jeezy.
Okay. But hey, listen, they weren't always ugly. Let's be clear.
I don't mind spending
But
money
you
on
are
my
right. They
significant
are
other.
very
Like,
the pockets open. You know what I'm saying? You're
but
right.
I feel like, some women, they like the same thing with niggas. Sometimes they corny as fuck and all they got is money.
Bruh,
You got to spend
and,
it.
And they lead with it just like a man would.
Sometimes women
Okay.
are in the same predicament.
Isn't that some people?
I don't
But how do you
subscribe
separate
to
that?
but
I know we all over the place.
No,
but
go ahead.
What is? Isn't that some people's love language? And that doesn't mean that they're sent. Like
Gifts,
some people,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
acts of
gifts.
I
Or
didn't
acts
read
of
the book.
service, acts of service,
acts of service.
More
Gifts,
gifts
all
to
of
me.
that.
It's more gifts.
But
that
it's
you're
not on
talking-
some sip shit. You get joy by
Yeah.
seeing others. Some people buy shit. Some people make shit. Some people cook shit.
Yeah.
But their time or their money is their gift to others, and they receive
But I-
pleasure
I'd
from
argue
it.
that when it comes to
they
the-
were talking about cheating
I'm
on
si-
a significant other to go spend
Maybe
money
she
on
wanna
another
gift that
nigga.
nigga
Like,
something.
ew.
But I don't know. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it is beautiful that to Dee's point, there has to be a balance of like I'm locked in on you, and as a woman, she's locked in on her partner for this to work. But to be honest with you, to be someone ATM and you out here
Hell no.
conducting and you out here holding sex toy parties and shit, and you trying to call that your hustle, like that's not like I just don't feel like.
Some shit
You're
is
here,
just
therefore.
bum
You know what I'm saying?
behavior. I'm sorry. Like, I can't. Like I said, like I was raised seeing things be a certain way. And for me, honestly, ideally, that would be what I would be looking for in a relationship. Like I would want it to be that way where, okay, we're together, we're locked in. These are our goals and we're going to both contribute to reach that goal.
Yeah, I agree.
Like that's ideally how that shit
It has
That's
to be
exactly
that.
the way it should work. If you choose the right person, regardless of who's up or who's down, you two are gonna have each other's back, and it's gonna work. That's the only way to handle it.
I still think that there are going to be there's always pressure points and there's always breaking points for everything, right? I don't care, even if everyone's in there for the
You
right
have to be
reason,
like a
right?
gambler. You have to
that's
like
what I'm
gamble
saying,
away
though. Like, it
our
has-
life savings and
retirement.
retirement.
So like we can hop over to addiction right now, right? And so let's just use that as an example, right? Let's say you have this scenario where your man Posh always been a solid provider, right? However, he's getting to this point of addiction now, right? Always been a solid provider, but now his addiction has taken a hold of him for gambling. This man he's taking the mortgage payment and he's gambling it. Like
You can't work this out.
at
man.
the end of the day.
You cannot
But
work
he
this out.
has consistently always been. Let's say he's been your rock for like I don't know
What is
8 to 10 years.
going on with this nigga?
right? But he fell into an addiction, and now this dude is addicted to gambling. I know people who are actually like that.
Yeah.
Right. And now, is there a point where you say like I'm gonna work with this dude and I'm gonna try to figure this out?
If it happened later, let me see
it may mean like, oh, I got to tighten some screws in regards to like, what are my safeguards for this dude not to be able to continue to do this to our family, or is it something like you're impacting our family in such a way negatively right now? I don't really care what's happening in the past. I only care about my future right now. So, what would be your thoughts? Because addiction is a real thing, right?
Addiction is a real thing, and I think that it comes down to acknowledging it and then willing to understand that it is a problem, that it is tearing the relationship up, and are you willing to get help? Because I'm not an enabler.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm perfect because I'm the furthest thing from it. You know what I'm saying? But there comes a point where as just adults in general, we have to be accountable. And even more so, have a sense of accountability when you do have a family. Like I said, I've wilded out with the best of them, but I still have a mortgage to pay at the end of the fucking day. I still have utilities. I still have my overhead. My partying and my habit, whatever that may be, cannot get in the way of my responsibilities. The moment that happens, then there has to be something in me that says, okay, bitch, check yourself. You got to be accountable. And if I need help, I've gone to therapy. I advocate for therapy. I used to think that therapy was for people that just like were weak, and I came to the realization that no, everybody does need to go to therapy. We all have shit to unpack. And with that said, like if I see that person is trying to get help and they're trying to do the right thing, then I'm gonna support that. But if you think that you just gonna fucking run game on me and tell me, baby, I'm trying, I'm gonna change, I promise.
So no matter the addiction, he talked about gambling.
Yeah, I'm talking about gambling, but yeah, it could be any addiction.
I've cut off family members because they're drug addicts, and you know what?
Because there's a difference between recovery and really enabling. To your
that's
point,
what I'm saying.
But is there a difference through addiction though? I mean, at the end of the day, if you smoking crack or you gambling, you taking money from the family, you're putting yourself in jeopardy, and you need to recover from it. Or
there's a huge difference. I mean, addiction maybe at its core might be the same, but there's some things that are tolerable and some things that are not.
Is a porn addiction tolerable?
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm talking about gambling and drug use.
Yeah, I thought you'd be all right with that.
I don't think there's a difference.
Yeah.
If it's between jerking off or cheating, nigga, go jerk off.
Yeah, what if you had a porn masturbation addiction?
Yeah, like you had that Kirk Franklin. You know what I'm saying?
Not the Kirk.
Nah, come on.
The Eric Benet.
And he had Holly in bed. He was dirty bucket.
You fuck up Holly Berry, bro. You really got something going on with you.
Yeah, man.
Holly Berry crazy. Yeah.
But I mean, even with porn addiction, I mean, all jokes aside, like how much are we talking about? Because if you beating your dick like a frat boy,
if every day they had to
off.
No, it's worse than that. It got to be worse than that.
It's like 2-3 times a
like
day.
2, 3, 4 times
Yes.
a day, like
Saturday,
every time you get
every day.
If you
Dog.
have 3 minutes of spare time and you,
Dog, I know people. I knew people who
had.
had at that level of addiction. And at work, they'd go into the bathroom with a pocket vibrator and go
but what
get
if
off.
it even
like,
wasn't
no problem.
masturbation? What if it was just porn? And just every time you see him, it's like, damn, you watching porn again? Niggas just chilling in regular clothes, reading, you know what I'm saying?
But if he or she is bringing that to the bedroom and it's inflating or bettering your love life, I think that's different than if it's something that's taking them away for more time with you.
Yeah,
It's
like turning
addiction,
sex
bruh,
down
like-
with you. Says, nah, I'm okay. I beat off earlier.
Yeah, because they got
That's
a
tough.
fantasy.
After you hit your girl with that 2 times,
That is hard.
Oh no, you're cheating then,
bro.
You cheating.
Bro, come on.
Whether you are or not, no, you are legit
Yeah, she's
cheating.
going to accuse
Because
you of
there's
cheating.
some women that view
But my whole
masturbation
thing is, if you
as
have
cheating
an
and watching
addiction,
porn.
If you have an addiction, why are you not fucking me in addition to masturbating? Why are you turning me down and rather beat you?
Because
I
the
don't know.
addiction is
That's
porn.
like
It's
trying-
also
not fucking.
Actually,
It's two different things.
actually the fantasy. So I agree with you. It's more the fantasy of all these women that he could potentially be with, and he's having that experience.
Let me tell you something. I am not going to say a whole lot on this because honestly, obviously, I'm not a man and I don't have that much experience.
Yeah.
But I was with somebody who would always be jerking off, right? Like they would take really long showers, and I came to find
why in
out
the
why.
Yeah, that's never
understand that.
And
Why
you
in the
know,
shower?
and you know what I came to find out? That he was touched as a kid, and that's what drove his addiction.
Didn't see that one coming.
You see what I'm saying? So now it's like, oh, they touched your booty hole, and that's why you wilding like this.
Posh. God damn, Posh.
Man,
Why is everybody fine? You don't agree that there's
No,
some sort
the
of like
delivery just hit me a little
underlying
hard.
issue
you out here
here?
making
Yeah.
niggas turn purple and shit.
Yeah.
You know we can't turn red. We black. But like,
I'm just saying there was an underlying issue when it was that kind of addiction in my particular experience. Not to say that that's always the
but
case.
I understand what you're saying.
But come to find out, there was some real dark shit going on, and that's the reason why the nigga was like that. So,
Yeah.
again, you got to really understand what is going on. And my whole thing is like I said, there is a big difference between understanding it and then coming up with a game plan to fix it and to work at it
And them actually
rehabilitate,
executing that, yeah.
as opposed to you just being an
Dicking
enabler.
around. Yeah.
And so staying on the
For the record, I'm not staying.
Okay,
Just wanted
I was
to
about
be
to come.
clear.
Let me come back to you, D, on this one. So
Yeah,
let's
we know.
switch it up. Let's say let's say your girl is on her 5th, whatever.
I didn't know what
Yeah,
whatever is.
what's-
Okay,
whatever. You can't whatever
let's say
that.
she on her 5th sneaky link drink.
Okay.
Okay.
Drink. We're talking about
All right,
alcohol.
yeah.
Okay.
And she hitting on alcohol. She says, listen, after this one, I promise I'll stop. She give you this speech, 5-6 times.
I'm
right?
with her though.
She's empty. Yeah, you with her.
How
You've
long
been
have
with
they been
her.
together?
Let's say you've been with her for about 7 years.
Good.
I'm gonna say a long
So she
time.
been drinking
And
a
then
long
now,
time.
but now it's starting to pick up.
And sometimes
right?
you don't notice.
Hold
those
on.
things.
So now it's starting to pick up. So now the liquor cabinet emptier than a broke man's fridge, bruh.
Okay.
And so at the end of the day, at what point do you say, now it's been going on for, let's say, 2 years. She's getting drunk.
Yeah.
Drunker and drunker. It's getting sloppier. She done
problem.
left the kid at school a few times by accident.
damn. Yeah.
Like it's
All that.
starting
Fuck
to
them
turn
kids.
into a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Like, are you staying? Do you
Fuck
feel
no.
like you can work your way through this?
Nah.
Because
Once you left my kid, you became irresponsible. You became a liability to my family.
Okay.
I can't fuck with it.
Yeah.
I got to remove myself from that situation. I'm not saying that would necessarily end a relationship. And maybe I would say, look, we gotta live apart because this can't be happening.
Yeah, you can adjust
right?
it.
But I'm gonna try to work it out
Temporarily.
with you over a certain amount of time. I don't know that I would end it like that, especially after 7 years. But if you leaving my kids at school, I can't depend on you. And if I can't depend on you, we can't live a
I
life
mean,
He was an
together.
alcoholic.
What is worse, leaving the kid at school or catching a DUI on the way to pick up the kid at
All
school?
of it.
Yeah.
All of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Right. My point is,
all the
you
above.
left the school. You left the kid at school because you was drunk, and you got a DUI because you was drunk. So the problem is you drinking. So
Well,
as,
yeah,
as
that's
long
what
as
we
and you
started
can't
with.
control
right.
it.
So as long as that's a problem, we can't live a shared life together.
There's a lot of people that will say that the fact of you trying to create some separation would probably put her in a tailspin.
That's not my problem.
Even further,
Yeah.
rather than doubling down, getting into the trenches
Yeah.
with her, trying to dig her out of this.
Yeah,
with
that's
her.
not my personality. That's not my problem. My priority are my kids.
So
My priority
as
are my
you
kids.
said in the beginning, when the kitchen gets warm,
Yeah. Not hot. Warm.
Listen, and here's the thing
you
though.
walking out.
Here's the thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, I told you already. I'm authentic.
Yeah.
I give what I expect. So if
That's
I
actually
give
my
A
too.
and you
Yeah.
don't give me A back,
Reciprocity.
it ain't me being flaky or nothing like that.
Yeah.
You're not giving what you're getting, miss.
Yeah.
So something needs to change.
And if there's
That's
no
all.
balance, it won't work.
I'm never going to allow somebody in a relationship with me to give more than me. It's not going to happen.
Oh, so no one can outgive you.
It's not about outgiving me. What I'm saying is if they're giving of themselves a level that's here, I have to be up here with them.
So you're
it
gonna
may not
match
look
it.
the same, but it will be the same.
But so basically you're gonna match that
I have
energy.
to.
That
Otherwise,
energy.
I'm cheating them.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't do that.
real.
So I don't.
I guess that is fair.
To a
take it.
In a
degree,
sense.
it makes sense, but here's the thing: life is not that fucking easy. There's
It is for me.
It's not black and white like
yeah, because you
said.
walk.
Yeah, it is
but
for me.
I know we established that.
So
'cause- so you leave, but
I
for
do.
us that stick around for a while trying to fix the shit,
Yeah.
it's not that easy. Like I said, even using my parents for example, there was time when my dad was unemployed. Imagine my mom saying, "Oh, nigga, you don't have a job all of a sudden." Fuck
And there's
you,
women
I'm
like,
not-
and let me
That's
tell you,
not what
Well,
we're
he
talking
was
there's-
just talking about. He was
Thank
talking
you.
about different situations.
Yeah.
not what
He's
I'm
talking
talking
about alcoholism,
About
but okay,
alcoholism, yeah.
we
But
can
you use
even
the job
apply
as-
it
you
to
use the
that.
employment
Like if you are with somebody for that period of time, I feel like you owe it to them
to at least try.
to at least fucking try.
But here's the thing. That's okay, and I don't knock you for feeling that way. But I don't feel
So
like I owe
you don't feel like just so I'm clarifying for our listeners. So
Please do.
So you don't even feel like there's a necessity to the try aspect.
I'm
of
going
it.
to tell you this because I'm using the example you gave.
Yeah.
We have children.
Yes,
So the
agreed.
minute we have children together, if it's just me and you in a relationship, my focus is one thing. If I have children with you, I have to think about their well-being. So before your well-being and before my well-being.
That's fair.
Right? Moving out with
And
you or
even
living a
take the
separate
kid-
life might not be beneficial for me.
I was gonna say,
but
even
I'm
take the
only
kids
thinking
out
about
of it.
them. So that's
Yeah.
what's tinging my
That's
decision.
fair. That's
If
fair.
it's me and you in a relationship, we living together, I'm going to have more of myself to give to
You
help
have some
you with
latitude.
that.
Okay.
But if I got 2 or 3 kids with you, I can't go to work, take care of my kids, and try to help you through this.
Yeah.
And I'm not disagreeing with you. It is hard.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is I'm not willing to put that extra difficulty on me
Yeah.
because I want all my energy towards these things that need me.
It's
If
hard,
it- if it's
it's
the
hard to
kids,
debate
I'm
But
that.
not
you
gonna
know what's
disagree.
crazy though? But if the shoe was on the other foot and a woman has an alcoholic husband that's beating her ass, she bears the responsibility of the house, of the children, and still is expected to stick by her man.
That's a good angle.
I don't
I'm not
think
gonna
it's a
lie.
good
I don't know
That's
that
a good
I don't
she's
know-
expected
I don't-
to.
You
Yeah, I
know,
don't know.
yeah,
We're
she is
expected
expected to.
Women are always
Well, you gotta be real, Trump.
to go
Like,
through with shit
I
more
don't.
than men. A man cheats on a woman and even brings home a baby, and she's expected to just
She ain't
deal
saying
with
no
it.
lies on this.
My
And-
father did that, and that nigga, and he's still there. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's what I'm saying. It's,
I know
she's
what
not,
it
she's
is.
not,
But
she's
the
not telling
moment
any
it
lies.
gets hard, a nigga's willing to walk away because why? Like, it's never. Women are way more emotional than men. We are definitely, in my opinion, women are way more committed into relationships
Oh, I
than
definitely
men
would
are.
disagree with that. You control sex. We control relationships.
Here we go
No,
with that
it's
fucking
just
drama.
because
That's
of that
so
absolute.
tired already. It's
because
ridiculous.
that absolute. There's no possible way that you could want it more and try harder. I could leave. We wouldn't be together if I didn't want to be with you.
Same.
Yeah, but let's be honest, man. Come on, man. Are we gonna
What you
pretend like out in
mean?
society?
So first of all,
niggas is
okay,
out
so
here
check
saying,
this out.
I wish
So
I couldn't
check-
find. I
so
can't
check
find a
this
good
out.
woman.
So check
It's
this
such
out.
a
So
so
check
hard.
this
No,
out.
it's
So check
y'all.
this out.
Niggas got
Okay,
hoes.
okay.
In fact, there's a
Good,
plethora
have
of
hoes.
great women.
Have hoes.
You
nigga.
can, I am
if it was
inundated
that
with
fucking
options.
simple, then why
That's
are
my
niggas
point.
fucking
But
single?
see, I'm just being
Then-
real. That's not the reality for every woman. Posh, you're
Right.
an exception. Yeah,
Exactly
I'm
right.
sure niggas you got option. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the regular woman. So a nigga
Bro,
gonna always have more
men
options.
are
Thus,
Not lying.
the
supposed
facts
to
that a man are
fucking
staying in
chase.
there.
Men are hunters.
All right, we gonna hunt your pussy in, her pussy in, her pussy
God
in,
dang.
her pussy, nigga.
Well, please keep them type of men away from me.
I'm
Jesus.
just
I
saying,
don't need
man.
No fucking STDs. You've
I'm
kept
just-
me
I'm
safe
just
all this
saying,
time,
man.
Lord, I just pray that you send me a decent human being who don't think like that.
I'm just saying. I just think men love more unconditionally. Women and children are loved unconditionally. Men, we are never loved unconditionally. It's all about what we bring value and what we can bring, if whether it be emotionally, typically it seems to be financially, or what have you. We are not safe like y'all.
That's
Listen,
crazy.
come on, man. You could be crazy. You could be an alcoholic. All this shit, Tourette's. If your pussy good and your titties sit up high, you got a fucking man. Listen, let's talk about another addiction. Food. My 600-pound life. Why all them hoes got a husband? Let me tell you, pussy got all you hoes say. Man, y'all niggas don't want to talk real. So when you talk about unconditional, no, y'all getting loved unconditionally. Y'all, we have to try. Get the fuck out of here. Niggas constantly trying to move heaven and earth to keep y'all happy emotionally. Y'all don't do that shit. I'm at the barbershop, right? This is actually perfect. And we were all talking.
Go ahead,
We were
now.
all speaking on.
I'm gonna let him
No,
finish.
you
Yeah,
gonna
just
fucking
let him
me
go.
finish.
Just let him
We're
go.
all
Let him
speaking
go.
because this goes to show we're all living the same life, fellas, in so many ways.
Different
They're
perspectives,
talking
though.
about, buddy, just I walk in. Yeah, man, I just can't express myself when I say something to my girl. Nothing's happened. Jamal, my barbershop, hair biz. Shout out to my dog. He's like, man, why you sharing your feelings? Nothing's ever gonna change. And I'm like, nah, man, I jump in. You know me.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
got there, nigga. I ain't in the chair yet. Hey, man, no, you gotta express yourself. You gotta be heard, because even though nothing may change, the reality is your mental health. You have to get it off
you
your
have to
chest,
communicate.
or you'll
Right.
fucking lose your mind.
Right.
And bruh, everybody agreed. They all going through the same thing. They share things to their wife. They share things to their girlfriend about how they feel and what they need and what's lacking.
Yep.
Nothing is changing.
Dang,
and
that's
yet
crazy
anytime
work for a whole
something is
barbershop?
dog,
Oh, that's
normal,
crazy
that's normal.
work.
the
This is
fact that we were all in
barbershop
cohesion,
conversations? You're
yes,
talking
nigga.
about mental health now? Oh, we are
Nah, it's not
growing
even
up
mental
as a
health. It's
community.
relationships, nigga.
The
and
earth
the
is
fact,
healing.
nah, I would say what you want to say. Yeah, niggas is
The
getting in
earth
touch
is
with their
fucking
feelings. And I'd
healing.
argue for so long there was a point made or stigma that women are more mature. I'd argue that men are more emotionally intelligent
with
than
that
y'all these
100%.
days. Y'all bitches hella emotional, and everybody
Sensitive,
wants to lead with emotions and how they feel. The reality is, emotion and logic can meet in the middle and make perfect harmony. So you keep coming over here talking about, this is the way I feel. Bitch, doesn't make sense. Because 1 + 1 is still 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't feel it equals 3. And that's the reality. A lot of men, safe place. I told them niggas in the barbershop, create your safe place. I don't give a fuck if she don't do shit different. The reality is, say what's real, because in the end, when that point comes and I can't take it, when y'all walk out, you won't say, why? What happened? You never told me. No, I told you 72 times. And you don't listen. And that's the reality. That's the difference between niggas. Dog, when I'm in a relationship, my girl says something, I want to do anything I can to make things right. If she says, nigga, I don't like this, I want to change it. Outside of eating ass because I ain't fucking doing it. But anything else.
Hey, first and foremost, you're going too far.
You know what I'm saying? No, but that's my point. But you can tell a woman, hey man, this would, and she might even say, no, I get it. And shit might never change. And she
Are you okay? Do you
No,
need a
this
hug right
no, this
now?
nigga had a
Nah,
flashback.
he just speaking. He's
this
speaking.
real shit though.
This-
And
this shit
the fact that
resonated.
So many men
This
were in a
resonated.
barbershop
Watch them
and
comments.
we didn't know each other
Watch
like
them
that.
comments.
And everybody was like, "Man, no, this is for real."
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to
Yo,
put this
a
part
woman
out.
walked in and everybody shut up. He was like,
Trust
"Dang,
me.
safe place gone." You know what I mean? Like we were all so comforted in knowing. We're all going through the same shit, and you're not crazy with
why
the
niggas
shit
need
you're
a men's
dealing with.
group, bro. You
Yes,
got some
man.
friends
A
or
man's
circling
group
niggas
and or
Cloth talk,
therapy.
bro. Like for real.
So if men control the relationship, why are you choosing these shitty women?
Because
to be in
we fucking
relationships
love more,
with?
which was my initial point. Because you know what talk about women do. Try harder. Get the fuck out of here. Thank you, Posh, for bringing it back for me. Because you know I like to go all the way around. Thank you, Posh. That's why we got you.
We forgot what the fucking point
Come on,
was.
that was you saved it. I appreciate you. You saved it. Sure. Get the hell out of here.
It's hard to move from this point
Get the
right
hell
now.
out
No,
of
it's
here.
not though. It's not.
No, I mean,
Let's talk about the food one. No, seriously.
No, that's really a real one.
This is a
Are you
real
gonna dovetail-
addiction,
Are you gonna
bro.
dovetail into weight?
Yes, no, let's just say, let's be real. What's more likely in your relationship as far as an addiction goes? Motherfucking obesity, the entire United States problem. So what's gonna happen? She probably get, and this happens to. I'm just gonna speak.
We
from
have an
the man's
obesity
perspective,
epidemic, yep.
On both sides, and now your man put on 100 pounds, still providing. Still making high value man money, emotional intelligence on
Yo,
point,
please stop
always
using
there
the
like
term
that.
high
You-
value. If I hear
okay,
that term
fuck
just
high
one
value.
more fucking
Let
time,
me list it.
I'm shooting myself.
I get it.
listen.
Most niggas don't list it, but you
Leave
just
the
saying,
Godfather
as
alone,
far as
man.
his
Okay.
financing,
R.I.P. to Kevin
as far as the money
Alright.
he's providing, his emotional intelligence, the way he's been there for you, everything is still good. His head game's still strong because maybe his stroke ain't. But my point of the matter is now he's put that weight on. Is that not an addiction? Are you not gonna stay with that nigga for the rest of your life? So what if he put 100, 150 pounds? So what he can't see his dick? So what sometimes you got a powder under his gut?
not powder.
Yes, nigga, you ain't seen 600 pounds. That's powder, nigga. It's all kind of free. Yes, nigga.
It's true.
gonna-
It's some
friction.
powder.
It's
Let me
crazy.
explain something to you. This is the shit
Ride
that's
or
fucking
die.
crazy.
Fuck
to
outta
me.
here.
This nigga had the audacity to use high value. A high value man is not letting himself go 100, 150 pounds. Okay, let's just fucking
right.
start there.
I
Second
just
of
try to
all,
stay quiet.
like because he is a disciplined man, and part of having that discipline is watching what the fuck he eats, going to the gym, exercising, and keeping himself physically strong and mentally strong and emotionally strong. So we're not gonna.
You're right.
tie
So why do women
that
do it to
fucking
men all the
over
time?
there.
Checkmate.
So why do women
We
do
not-
it to
we
men
not
all the
the-
time?
I
That's
don't-
my comeback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because
Why
you
do-
were right. I definitely agree with you. You're definitely right. I don't get why these niggas let themselves go. I don't. I love seeing my dick. Like it's awesome. You know what I mean? Like I
You know
don't
what
get
though?
it. You know what I mean? Like seeing the nigga going out the pussy like it's a beautiful sight. I can't imagine gut hiding that. What food is that good? You know what I mean? But men deal with that shit all the time. Women have kids and say, "Oh, I had all 3 of your kids." Yeah, I know our last
Yeah,
one is
don't do
14,
that. Don't
but
do
yet
that.
still, I
Get
had
off
your
that.
kids.
Get
I'm
off
just
that.
saying, though.
Get off that.
All right.
And I'm only gonna say
Food
that
addiction.
because when it comes to the dynamics biologically of men and women, we gotta fucking deal with hormones at like the age of 10 and 11 years old.
I'll give
Do
you
you
that.
understand that there's hormones that literally control different aspects of our life? And yes, when we have your fucking kids,
The
I got
organs are
stretch
moving.
marks
Okay.
The organs
because
are moving.
of the
Okay.
fucking
They're
kids.
getting
I
My
agree.
skin,
Oh,
unless I get a fucking tummy
No,
tuck,
D, I got you.
which-
I got you on this.
D.
Don't worry.
for the sake
no,
of
let
the
her go.
fucking
Go ahead.
podcast, you see this shit right here?
Yeah.
You know why the skin is fucking loose? Because I have had 3 kids.
Okay, can I
so
say
how
something about
fucking
that?
Dare
Thank you.
you
Thank you
tell
for
me
saying that.
anything about my
Posh,
motherfucking
I
appearance?
see your gut.
Considering that I had 3
No.
fucking
She said,
kids.
hold on.
Have you
I
lost
wanna
your
hear this.
He's gonna bring it
fucking
back, Ryan. It's
mind?
gonna be
No,
all right.
no, hold on. I see your gut, quote unquote, and me and most niggas would lick that shit. But give me a healthy
That's probably
compromise.
true, yeah.
I'm not being unrealistic.
Yeah, he's not
I'm
talking about
saying-
you.
I'm
Yeah,
not talking
you don't-
about
you don't got
15,
shit.
20 pounds, 30 pounds. I actually might enjoy that shit. I am talking about obesity. I'm talking about
Take
food
your bitch
addiction.
to the motherfucking gym, nigga. Why it gotta be, she gained weight, so I'm no
that-
longer attracted
that's all
to her?
I'm saying,
Why
though.
does
That's
it
all I'm
gotta
saying.
get to
There's
100
levels to it.
pounds? Why it can't be, hey babe, you know what?
You are not a good
For
example.
the sake of fuck me, take me out of the equation. But there was once upon a time where I was heavier. I'm not saying obesity or anything like that, but I was heavier than
And
I
who
wanted
was it
to
on
be.
to get back?
It was on me.
Exactly. That's
But
what I'm talking about.
It was encouragement.
Yeah.
That got
from
you
my
there?
man.
Okay.
That kept me going to the gym and wanting to work on myself and wanting to look good.
I'm really gonna
and
be the
doing
bad guy
those
right
things.
now.
No.
What
Why
if he
the-
didn't
no.
encourage you? Does that motivation
It's still on me. There's
Okay.
a sense of accountability. It's still on the person. But what I'm saying is, if we're talking about relationships and partnerships and how that impacts, why the fuck can't you say, you know what, babe?
Yeah.
For the sake of our health, let's go walking 30 minutes a day.
I
me
actually
and
agree,
you.
and I did everything you're saying.
Listen, listen.
So I know I
Here's the
agree.
thing.
I'm
She's
just
not
playing
wrong.
devil's
Hey,
advocate.
hey, babe, you know what?
Yeah.
You gotta have the one to.
Facts. You gotta have the want to.
If she doesn't have
No.
the want to, then it doesn't.
I'm
then none of
all
that
for
shit
meal
matters.
prep. I did all of this
And
shit.
a lot of
so
women
I-
don't have the
I-
want to.
Yeah, I put
Y'all
all that
motherfuckers
effort
got
in.
some
I
nerve to
totally
throw
agree.
a pregnant body in there, like, bitch.
And just for the record, I you both know this about me. Nothing sexier than a pregnant woman to me. And I
You know the
I
fuck.
love
Yeah, so
pregnant
it's low-key
pussy.
a little weird how you like
it's
pregnancy.
real. I know. I look at pregnant porn, nigga, lactation and all. Like I'm not even. We're just gonna keep it real. Like a
boy,
pregnant belly does not
Hey,
turn
this
me
was a
off.
safe place, bro, but it was
No, I'm just saying,
unnecessary.
I'm not
It
gonna
was-
let this narrative be out here like I'm shaming women's body. No,
Nah, 'cause you wanna
nobody
fucking
can
sit there
appreciate
and
that.
bench press
I'm saying.
500
saying-
pounds,
She
and
got
then
the
you
hand
want a
right. She
bitch
did
to
it
fucking
before.
bench press 300 pounds. If not, she not your kind of bitch. Fuck
Oh,
out of here.
Dang.
Fuck
If
outta
she bench
here.
pressing that, that's tough. But I hear you. There's two sides
That's
to
just
it.
all good in theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, in reality, it sucks.
Boy, I want to say that was extremely charged.
Because he's talking hella fucking crazy, and that's crazy to me. I'm not here for it.
I know you're not here for it. It's evident. But I will say that was probably the most entertaining shit I've seen in a long
But
time.
listen, this is why we have Posh here, right? Because let me tell you what's going to happen in the comments. It's going to be a lot of women that are echoing exactly what she said.
Yes.
There's going to be a lot of niggas echoing exactly what we said.
Yeah.
That's the problem between men and women right now. None of us are talking crazy. We're just not talking the same.
I am so accepting of the
Mars
body
and
weight,
Venus out here,
of
boy,
the
I tell
body
you
weight
that.
comes on with having a child.
Because
When I tell
everything
you, dog,
comes down to fucking
I loved it.
communicating, and niggas don't like to communicate. You'd rather go and tell your barber instead of going to seek professional help.
And all of
Fuck
us
out
in
my
there,
face,
and
yo.
all of us in there said
For
we
the-
told
for
our
the-
wives
for the
this
free.
and our girlfriends this, and nothing changed. So I
And-
totally disagree with you. You notoriously, you all are not listening to us, and I wish I was creating this narrative. Why wouldn't I want to be heard? Why wouldn't
He's
I
not
want
lying.
someone to listen
Men
to me?
gonna agree with him. That's
I
the
would
crazy
love
part.
that shit.
I've seen it both ways.
Get
So
the hell outta here. Why
I've been
wouldn't
with
I
someone who
want
never
that?
heard me to either. You know what I'm saying? We all been
Shoot.
there for sure.
It happens.
Yeah,
A
but
lot.
you know, it goes both ways too, because there's women out there that for sure their man ain't hearing them either. So let's just, dog. There's a whole
That's
bunch
true.
of
That's
ain't
true.
shit niggas out here. Please let's not.
That's what I'm
Let's
saying.
not
Like,
leave these
it's
niggas on the
people.
beach sipping
It's fucking
pina
people.
coladas
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
making
yeah.
them sound like they out here taking a vacation.
And
like,
we were talking about something like my 600-pound life. You
Yeah.
made an interesting point in the show notes talking about a physical disability.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be ride or die then? So what's your fucking excuse, nigga? If your bitch all of a sudden gained weight because she's in a wheelchair and she's not able to work out, what does that look like for you?
she better have some strong arms.
Yo, you know
First
what?
First of
I
all,
just want-
she
she-
should
hey.
have some strong arms.
Her shit better
All
look.
this swole up.
All that better be swole. Titties
Titties
still
flat.
up. All up.
All chest
She
muscle.
all the way up. You know
I
what
don't
I'm
want her
saying?
that strong. I don't want her that strong. But no, I mean, if that's her situation, her hand job game is probably exceptional.
No,
It's
better be
probably
wet, Easy.
exceptional.
No, better be wet.
No, I forget even her mouth. Her hands, man, they're probably like miracle workers.
No, but it's neck down. It's neck down.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
So
neck
I
down.
wouldn't even leave for that, bro. Y'all know me, man. Like, no, it has to be something where you're
It's in
making
her
a
control.
choice. Yes,
Correct.
under
I
your
got you.
control and you're not doing. But
But
if it's not, I'm not going anywhere.
I'm gonna
agree with you on
go
that.
where Posh was going.
I
so
wouldn't
I
leave if
wa-
my girl lost her arm in an accident. I wouldn't.
yeah,
leave.
and so
I
this
wouldn't
is
either.
stuff I'm
I
gonna
wouldn't
go
either,
into
but that
since
hand job won't be as great.
since Posh already went there. Since
She
Pa-
might
since
have a
Posh
foot
already
job
went
thing,
there.
you know?
I don't want no foot job.
Hey,
Sorry.
hey.
Sorry. That
You ain't never had one?
No, why would I want that shit? Can't
I had
be
one
good.
on accident one time.
How
accident.
How
I
would you
did.
know that?
You think
You've
you can
never
get them
tried it.
feet
Hey.
to work so
If you
the
got
way
an
shoe
arch on
hands
your
can?
feet-
Hey, GZ. Hey,
Man, come
listen to
on,
me.
man, y'all.
Listen
Come
to me.
on.
Soft feet, manicure,
Somebody
taken care
had,
of,
yeah.
out the tub.
But listen, maybe one day I'll be blessed with that weird shit.
With
but
some,
until
with some
then,
oil,
I was sleeping. I was sleep, dog, and I
right in the arch of your foot.
Yeah.
D- I'll take a foot job when her hands get cut off. and if she, like, if my girl's in the army, she goes to war, she comes back with no hands.
Hey man, Robbie, move on,
I'll
man.
take a
That's
foot
crazy.
job.
Well, I'm trying to move on into this same subject.
Sorry.
Jesus,
Yo, bitch,
bro.
get deployed and you at
Y'all
home.
need,
That's
hey, reel it in,
crazy.
y'all.
I met her in the army. I didn't
Reel it in so we can move into this, though.
all right.
Reel it
She
in.
acting like I made her a list.
Bruh.
My bad. Go ahead.
Hey, we need a
Jesus.
freestyle pod one
Go
time.
ahead,
We
go
just
ahead.
want
Well,
to
freestyle pod, y'all
Go
gonna
ahead.
talk. Y'all gonna talk over each other. That's the problem.
Go ahead.
Y'all ain't focused, right? Jesus have mercy.
My bad, Pop.
Yeah, I'm about to school your ass if you keep this shit up. So, if we're gonna get into chronic illness and disability in a calm format for our listeners to actually hear what's going on,
Yeah, we passed. You.
I do want to talk about like the long-term sacrifices required when someone has to enter into a situation where there's a chronic illness and or disability, right? So, and you got to take into consideration the caregiving aspect, the maintaining, even your own well-being. So let's say there's a scenario where you've been dating someone, D, for several years, bad car
You said
accident.
seven?
Several.
You
I'm not
love
going to
a
keep using
specific
seven.
number. Damn.
Go ahead.
No, but several, four more.
All right.
Okay. And
Yeah.
they're in a bad car accident and leaves them paralyzed.
My girl?
Yeah, from the pussy down.
Okay,
I mean,
so-
I should have said the waist down. I should have said the waist down.
Okay, but does that mean
Waist down,
that
waist
she's
down.
in? Does
She
that
got
mean
all
she
her-
got
she
a
got
shit bag?
Waist down. No, that's not shit
She
bag.
just can't feel it.
She
Okay.
just, no, she
She can't feel it at all.
Not
Jesus,
below
so
her
you-
waist.
so you
again, let me
you can
finish
beat
this.
it up.
Can't feel nothing below
You
her waist.
can
right?
really beat it up.
Can you let me
You can
finish?
beat it up and there's no pain.
Can you let me
Oh,
finish?
yeah.
Because that
Hey,
can actually be.
yeah.
Hey, y'all,
We can actually work that.
reel it in. Reel it in,
We can
bruh.
actually
No, we
work
trying to
that.
get clarification.
Well, let the clarification come
deserve
after.
love too. Go ahead.
Let
My
the
bad.
clarification.
Go ahead.
I want my
Go
question.
ahead.
Come
Go
on.
ahead.
All right.
My bad.
So, bad car accident, leaves him paralyzed.
Yeah.
From the waist down, not the pussy down. It's the same thing, I think. But
Pussy's still there, though.
Yeah,
go
pussy's
ahead.
still there.
there.
Why
Okay.
wouldn't it be? Go ahead.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Jesus have
I
mercy.
don't know.
They'll need some long-term care. Date nights now involved a little bit of the doctor visits field, right? Instead of the clubs. But you rolling with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
But are you rolling out the door faster? Because it's just going to be a situation where it's going to be...
Not at all.
It's constant physical therapy. Let's say it's not even permanent yet. We don't know. But in the event that it could be.
It could be
Are you
permanent.
locked in? Or
I'm locked
you...
in completely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, tell me why.
I mean, like to Jeezy's point earlier, that's my girl, and this is something that's outside of her control.
Facts.
If somebody would leave you for something outside of your control, I think it's different. I think you can make that argument. We had the previous conversation about addiction. You can determine, you can have an argument whether or not that's in your control or not. But this is absolutely not in their control.
Yeah.
And so now I wouldn't leave my girl. As a matter of fact,
either.
I'd be extra locked in. I want to make sure she gets
too.
the best care. I'm not taking her to no bullshit ass doctors. Like I want to make sure she's good. So that's a no brainer. I would absolutely stay with her.
And that goes to show you when love is real, because you're sacrificing a lot, in
doubt.
your life, and it's an easy decision.
But I wouldn't. But like I said before, and I'm telling you, I'm not bullshitting on here. So I know my opinions
what
are
if
always
you- let
popular.
me
but
ask a
I would
question.
expect her to be there for me. I would expect her to be there for me. So I wouldn't give her any less than I would expect from her. I just wouldn't.
That's fair.
Would you be okay if you had to wipe her ass?
I mean,
Nah, we got to get. I mean, I would. Honestly, I would.
Yeah.
But I probably, if it was a regular thing, we have to get some help.
Caregiver.
Because I want to. Because I'm gonna tell you why too. Like, and I've had a conversation with somebody who's been in this situation. They almost become, and I'm not. This isn't my opinion. This is the person I talked to. I was close to.
Yeah.
They almost become like another child.
Yeah,
to you
exactly.
If you have to do all of the care. I mean, if I have to bathe you, I have to wash you. Now it's like a mind shift from a
Romantic,
mate and sexual romantic to a caregiver.
it dehumanizes you a little bit.
To a caregiver. And what happens is, like the same chemicals that got your dick hard before, you
Facts.
like, I gotta wipe her ass, I gotta
And
put
it
her pad on for her.
Dog, you
Like,
see the
it's
titties,
different.
and it's like watching a documentary on TV, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Dick do nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's what they
And
said.
when you get there,
It was a woman with her husband,
Come
a
on,
woman
man.
I work with, and she said, can I be honest with you? She said, I feel like I have a third child.
yeah.
She's like, I love him and I want to be with him, but she's
Like you
like,
do your
there's-
child.
it's not the same as it was when he was able-bodied. But she would never tell him that.
What if his I know you knew I was coming for you. What if his disability is erectile dysfunction?
I wouldn't even call that. I mean,
That is a
You can take some
disability.
pills for that, can't you?
It not always.
Really?
you
Yeah.
can, but
And if you had prostate cancer, a lot of times typically you can't use a dick after that for years, maybe ever.
Oh,
I think that's
Hope I never
I
got
think
that.
that's different
Yeah, they
than
say you got to bust 2 to 3 nuts a week to prevent it.
Really?
As a man, yeah, they
Oh,
say
that's-
anything less
I'm
than
safe.
20 nuts a week, 20 nuts a month, I believe, as a man is
you gotta get
unsafe
the
to
old
your
shit out there.
prostate.
Cause it be
Yeah,
sitting at the bottom.
yeah. That, you know, if your girl tripping, you got to handle it. You know, this is your
yeah,
life here.
I have no
This is your
problem.
life here.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. How would you handle that? Would you leave or stay?
No, I would. I mean, it's hard. I'm
Yeah.
not even gonna sit here and fucking.
No, it's not
front.
hard. That's the problem. But
Well,
You stupid.
it's not hard. Oh, it's too there.
But
I-
I wouldn't leave.
Yeah.
I wouldn't leave. Like,
Damn, that's tough,
I'm
though. That's
I'm at a
tough.
point like my grandfather, on my dad's side, passed away from a stroke. So I vividly recall being a little girl and helping my grandmother give him baths and get him dressed and
Yeah.
doing things for him. That's what your vows are
So
for
humbling.
in sickness and in health. So
it's
I
supposed to
would
be.
I would not leave. Like I said, I think that society, like you said, like they make it seem like, well, if I'm not getting all my needs met, like good luck with that. You know, I'm leaving. But you get in a relationship, it's like customer service. It's not about how it can serve you more so than it is how can you contribute and serve that person. And that person's mission should also be, how can I make this person better? Not how can this benefit me? You know what I'm saying? And I think that selfish mentality is what's gotten us to
That's
the
a
point
very
where,
good point.
oh, the moment I don't like the way she fucking fried rice today, I'm
that's
out.
funny.
That is how it's supposed to
I
be.
don't know if this. I don't know if I'm making a different argument or the same argument. I hear what you're saying, but I look at it as how could we complement each other? Is that different? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't look at it like what can she do for me or what can I do for her. I look at it
Yeah.
like what can we do together.
That's actually perfect
Because I would
sense.
say if I'm talking to a chick, but I don't think she has the same goals. Like if I want to own a couple Airbnbs, if I want to have a nice house with some land, if I want to travel, and she like, yo, I'm from Detroit and I just like staying in the U.S. Like we not aligned, we're not gonna be able to build towards a certain thing.
Correct.
So
That's fair.
I might not talk to a chick because she may be fine, she may have a good job, and she may be taking care of herself. But I'm like, we don't want the same things in
Yeah.
life. You know what I'm
But
saying?
what's so okay? So in a situation like that, she may not necessarily want the Airbnbs, but you want it. But what if she's willing to say, "Well, that's not my mission. That's your mission, but I support your mission."
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool
Because
And you
with
might,
that. But
she might
some
end
chicks
up.
but some chicks be like, I don't want to spend it on money on that.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like that I can't deal with. She's like, look, it's not my thing, but if we working together and we building, that's what you want to do. I'm here to support you. I'm okay with that.
And
Okay.
if
I'm okay
you get
with
with the right person, they open your mind to different things that you otherwise didn't.
both
even
sides. I
think to
agree with that.
pursue. So
I agree with
yeah.
that.
But yeah, as far as like as far as illness and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, like my grandmother stuck it to the very end with my grandfather.
Yeah.
My maternal grandparents right now, my grandfather ironically had a stroke, and it has been taxing on the family, just seeing his health decline, just seeing the amount of stress that is put into, onto my grandmother, who's also up in age. I mean, we're talking about people in their 80s.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine her saying, well, my husband's had a stroke, bye, I'm out.
Yeah.
That's
I've
not honorable.
known men that have divorced women.
Oh, yeah.
And when they got ill, went back and to take care
Yeah,
of
I've
them.
seen
And
that
women that
been with
divorce
them.
and men that divorce
Yeah,
women
and
when
done
they
the
got
same.
ill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Posh, because in talking to you, and I understand it, I think your perspective, rightfully so, is shaped by what you've seen from your parents and your grandparents.
Right.
Right. And I think that's how it should be. My only argument where I think there's disagreement sometimes is, and I don't even know if it's a bad thing, I think you base your perspective on that. I don't think what you've seen is typical for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Where you have generations of folks who have stayed through thick and thin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why you have that resolve. They're like, yo, just leaving on some
Yeah.
little shit like that is some fuck shit.
we've seen
but
it
I think
too.
I don't think what you've seen in your life is typical for more people than not. And I think so.
And
That's
that's-
why
I
I'm
think
that's
that
actually
stands for all of us because
Very
our
true.
parents stayed
Because I think
together.
it's a generational thing right
Yeah.
now, but I think that's sad in a sense.
I think
Yeah,
that's
it
what it
is.
is.
Because, like I
Yeah.
said, people leave because they couldn't agree on the smallest of things. And it's like, at some point, as you get older, you understand that you're not going to get every single thing that you want.
Correct.
So it's about who and what you're willing to compromise
Yeah.
on.
100% right.
And
Yep,
so
totally correct.
so I think and let me tell you, I think this, especially currently in modern times, I feel like we like to label things in such a way that always has a negative connotation to it. So the way that you're talking, the way that I would also probably approach things as well, dog, they look at that shit as glamorizing like toxic loyalty. They'll call that shit toxic loyalty. Like
What's that even mean?
Meaning like, oh, I'm
loyal to a fault.
I'm loyal to a fault. I'm loyal to a point where it's not self-serving to me, right? Like
maybe in a way it is.
And that's the problem though. The problem is everyone is too full of self right now.
Right.
And the issue is there was a time where you cared about someone more than yourself, and it wasn't, and now that shit's called being a simp. You know what I'm saying? It's sad that we've gone so far away of being morally or humane, like just humane in general. And
but
calling
that's
that
also
something
why the
negative.
rise of depression and anxiety. Like, as much as people want to talk shit, at the end of the day, men and women were created for each other.
Yeah.
Like I've said
No
that
doubt.
100,000 million times. God
love.
made man and said, "It is not good that he be alone. Let me make him a helpmate."
Yeah.
So we're literally designed to need one another.
Yeah.
That when people isolate, look at what happened during COVID. When people were isolated, people fell into depression. Even kids fucking got diagnosed.
It turned
with
into a
depression.
whole epidemic, actually.
A
the loneliness
whole-
epidemic.
Yeah, a whole
which
thing,
led to
because
the
we're
mental
not meant
health.
to be alone.
Yeah.
But like you said, everybody is so concerned about, well, what is this person gonna do for me, that they're not considering maybe you're just a trash ass
Yeah.
person.
And let me just tell you, I don't think that you should sacrifice your whole self for anyone. I don't.
Sure.
I actually don't agree. I think that you should keep a portion of yourself so you're self-sustaining, right? Someone needs to be
Right.
able to fill your gas tank.
always you.
You got to be you. You got to
Absolutely.
protect
Yeah.
a core of yourself. But it shouldn't be majority all you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It
You
shouldn't be
Think it should
majority all you.
majority all you.
No, it shouldn't, bruh. Or let me just tell you. Let me tell you why. Because at the end of the day, that's not even what the Bible teaches. That's not what God teaches. God teaches love, bruh. Love is an action that's passed on to someone else, not passed on to yourself.
So you think it's more
not-
about receiving love than giving it?
Dude, the way that it's supposed to go is you're supposed to give it and receive it.
Yeah.
Because it's
Exactly.
supposed to be
But
a
in order-
balance, a circle.
Exactly.
It's supposed to be
I mean,
it's
you
supposed to be
putting
yin and
out
yang.
and them
Yes.
pouring in. You pouring out to them and them pouring back.
That's the way it
into you.
should be. The
Nice
issue
balance.
is
But
because
I
someone
agree
didn't
with
feel
balance.
like that for a while. Now it's like, nah, bruh. I ain't
And that's
need-
where relationships go back. Go
You
ahead.
know what it is? And so I think, and I don't want to get too deep into the biblical part, but I think part of it is this, right? When the Bible was written, there were circumstances in the world that exist now that didn't exist then, right? And so what happens is all this. First and foremost, damn, I lost my train of thought.
Because it's bullshit.
It wasn't bullshit. Don't do that. Don't fight me to fight with me. If you're going to fight with me, have a reason to fight with me. But part of that shit is, I think the overindulgence in pornography, I think the overindulgence in premarital sex, people like to quote the Bible, but engage in things that the Bible say not to do.
Exact opposite of it.
So like, say me with that shit. If you gonna quote the Bible, are you living by the Bible? If you watching porn, if you fucking niggas that you're not married to and having kids out of wedlock, you're not following the Bible. So the things that the Bible is telling you prescribe to you when you do what the fuck the Bible tells you to do.
Exactly.
When you don't do that, then none of that stuff applies. So that's why people understand. You guys are talking about a fairy tale, and it's ideal. What I'm telling you is, what you guys are talking about takes two parties.
Yeah.
So if one person is not aligned, that shit does not connect.
Well, the
it's not
Bible
continuous.
does talk about being unequally yoked.
Yep.
So yeah, you're
That's it.
right
And-
back.
and-
And I
Right.
struggle with the word fairy tale because fairy tale gives you
is nuts.
it almost sends the notation that
Like it's
this shit
impossible.
cannot actually exist.
Yeah.
Like it's impossible.
So let me
you're
ask
just
you a
saying
question.
it can,
Let-
but it has to be.
Of course it can, but let me
it's
ask
been
y'all a
less
question,
likely.
right? Like, everybody likes to think ideologically. The
Mm-hmm.
fact of the matter is that 52% of motherfuckers that get married get divorced.
Mm-hmm.
So something ain't right.
Yeah.
So if I ain't saying what it is, then somebody else
But
come up
I
with
think
something.
That- all that means-
I think
all that-
comes
all that
back to
is-
that same ideology because it's that everyone's going into it. Hey, I think it's going to be this. I know it's going to be perfect, and then they learn the real once they get in it. Relationships are tough, man. So you go into things. I told my son this actually today. A lot of bad things happen that started with good intentions. You know what I mean? So it's like just because you mean well.
Given who y'all have had relationships with in the past or may currently have relationships with, do you think people take enough time to choose the right person? Because you admittedly did not choose the right person. And we can define that by saying if you chose the right person, you still be with that person, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's correct.
Right. do you think you've chosen the right person or have in the past? Do I? So that's what I would say. I think times have changed, but I think people also rush into things, right? There's this expectation that because we meet here, then this should be the normal progression of things. And I don't think people take enough time to figure out who they're investing their life with.
And I think I'll agree with you on that. And of course, I think people need to do a way better job at vetting, because it's too easy to get out of the kitchen, right? These days.
Right.
But however, even in using my situation as an example, I was in for I don't even know, damn near close to 2 decades, right? But at the end of the day, I can say to myself, I exhausted everything
All
that I
options.
could
Exactly.
in that situation, rather than sitting here and saying that I didn't, right? Yeah. And so being able, that's a little bit different than what's happening today, where it's just like, oh, bruh, dog, she asked me where I've been. Yeah. I was like, who does she think she can talk to like that? I'm out this shit. She ain't gonna control me, dog. That's where we at today.
Reality.
It's crazy.
That's some young nigga shit.
Yeah,
I know, but this is where we at today. This is old people shit now in this society. This is what's scary about this society.
I think a part of the problem is the inability to make the distinction between what we want versus what we need. And a lot of times we're always focused on what we want ideally versus what we really need. What's really gonna put us in a position for success? What personality is gonna offset ours in the right way? But we have this mindset of what we want.
And self-discovery. And a lot of people are the last thing they want to do. Everybody wants to be the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah. Nobody takes the time to look into the fucking mirror and figure out what the fuck is wrong with me that I need to work on, so that I can be a better person for myself, which in turn I can be a better person when I meet my person.
It's true.
But everybody wants to point the finger. Nobody wants to take responsibility.
And I'll tell you that it's true, because
but I love that you said
D gives this example back in the day. Listen, I didn't step to this chick because I ain't had my shit together. So I went to go improve myself.
I got ate up for that though.
Yeah.
You kind of did, but there were some people. There were some people that actually were on your side, because sometimes there's nothing wrong with saying, okay, I need to put myself in a better situation to support you,
to be able to give to somebody,
what I feel like they deserve.
They're like, how you know she ain't want to be with you anyway, nigga?
I was gonna say, even though there was a possibility you would have still gotten there, even if you weren't there. And there's still a possibility that you would have gotten there, even if.
Absolutely a possibility, but my point is, dog, I'm not. This is not a commercial. I expect what I want. Like what I say before.
Totally agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to give a certain level, and that's what I expect back. So if I know my level right here, right now, because my money ain't right, I'm living in a house with 3 other niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm sharing a bathroom with a nigga. Like, can't no bitch over your house and you sharing a bathroom with a nigga. So my bottom line is, I can't be in no because
you're doing real bad when you share a bathroom with a nigga.
But y'all so stupid. But I know you're here. You got your shit together. You got your own apartment. I can't invite you over here. I ain't got no money.
I'm the same way, but I guess if it's a more casual relationship, I've been perfectly fine.
If you just fucking and she hanging out,
But
that's
if it's something more
some
substantial,
chick you actually want to be with,
I definitely like to have my shit together.
That's what I'm saying.
But
I just want to wrap it up with just a few final thoughts. Posh, we'll start with you.
Like to do
in regards to just. Like what we're talking about today, and where we are in a society, but really just understanding, is that loyalty really there? Yeah. And how you feel about it right now?
Dating is in modern day, definitely people are ready to walk out if they don't like the way that you fucking sneezed. People are really ready to leave.
Yeah.
Am I like that? No. I always said it. I'm a lover girl. I'm a long-term girl. I'm not the type of girl that's just gonna walk out.
Not buying a desk.
But at the same time, to your point, as I've gotten older, I've came to the realization that I can't just go for nothing either.
Yeah.
Because if I've worked this hard to put myself in a better position for myself, then I have to also, it's a standard. I have to also demand that standard in return. Like I said, I'm not interested in building a nigga. I'm not.
So she's so right.
I mean, that's the same thing D's been saying.
No, I'm just saying exactly. And that's actually what I was going to reiterate. And if I'm doing the work and I'm giving you what you want and what you need.
All I'm saying.
Give it to me as well.
I'm saying.
And if you can't.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
But
Why
go
is it
to
okay for me
therapy
to
sometimes, because
lose and you win?
Sometimes though, too, like communication, like we could literally have. We're all having this conversation, and I promise you that people that listen in, they're gonna hear something completely different. Everybody's
Sure.
perception of what we're saying
Facts.
is different. So sometimes couples therapy, I know this shit may sound corny as fuck,
Yeah.
but sometimes you do need a mediator,
Yeah.
somebody that just interprets it in a way
It
where
ain't
the
worked for
other
me.
person
I'll tell you that.
understands. But you could walk away from that relationship knowing you did everything.
I think you got to
and that's
find
how
the
I
right
am.
therapist.
You got to find it right there. I agree.
Because-
You got to
Because
have somebody willing
Yeah.
to communicate.
Well, no, I think the
Let me
therapist
tell you
is super
something.
the therapist is
important.
super
Shout out to
important.
I
Pernell
tried
Bush.
it.
my therapist,
No Limit
my
Counseling
therapist
in
might as well have
Sanford.
got up
I love him.
and walked out and sat beside my girl and just had a
Dog.
conversation with me, both of them.
Same here,
looking
dog.
at-
No,
like,
seriously.
it
the
really
way
matters.
that shit flipped to two women just telling me how I fucked up. Well, I ain't like that shit. Like, we
But you
need
know what's
somebody
so
really
crazy?
to stay in the bro, because
My
there was wrong on
therapist is a
both
man.
sides, man.
That's what
you
we
know.
need to get though.
My
we
therapist
we
is
need
a
to
man,
get a
like
man.
I said.
Yeah.
Shout
We need
out
a
to
man.
We
Pernell
get somebody
Bush,
on here.
No
And let me
Limit
tell you, I
Counseling.
kind of want a woman out in those
I love
situations.
getting a man's perspective.
Because I don't know that another woman is another
They'll listen to another man.
man's going to be able to tell her what to do. And then even if she
Yeah.
does, right? They like, damn. So that nigga said it, and now you know what I mean. You listen, but I've been saying it to you, and it.
Maybe
you know what I mean?
he
So I
said it
think
in a way
woman.
that resonated with her.
Yo, we don't
well,
speak the
the
same
woman better
language.
be
I
able
don't
to
need
say
bitches
it.
speak English.
We
Yeah,
might
the
need, we
woman
might need to
better
get
be
your
able to say
therapist
it.
on here
I
with you.
promise you, I love him so much.
We'll,
He
we'll,
knows
we'll,
that.
we'll,
Like,
we'll
I
get y'all all
support-
together over here.
I kind of want a female therapist because I really want to check her.
You
on,
just
on
want to be
doubling-
able
question.
to fuck.
on teaming up on niggas. I don't like that
Hey,
shit.
quick
man.
question. Y'all have all been to therapy, couples therapy or counseling or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have, yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Does the what does the couples therapy do? Here's my point. If you guys are in couples therapy because seemingly you're not speaking the same language, right? Functionally. You're saying one thing to Pasha's point about something else.
Yeah.
She's hearing another or vice versa. When you go to therapy, they help you in the moment. Does that therapy teach you a new language to communicate with that person, or is it short-lived?
No, it teaches you tools and resources to
Tools.
be able to work through whatever it is that you're going through.
can implement
In
them at
my-
home.
Right, to implement at home. In my situation, it just got to a point where we're 6 years in, and there was just things that, of course, in the initial, the honeymoon phase, if you will, right? Like everything
she's
is so
still
perfect.
fucking. Yeah.
And nigga, fuck you. In the honeymoon phase, when everything is perfect and they can do no wrong, that's one thing. But then eventually reality
real.
sets in,
Right.
circumstances change, things of that nature. And in my particular relationship, this person was a workaholic. He didn't see the importance in things that I saw. Like, okay, you want to fuck? I want to fuck too. But you know what? I also want to feel like a fucking girl. I don't want to feel like a call girl, like a whore. Like I'm just showing up and you
Can we
just
do
feeding
that
me a couple of
sometimes? Can we
drinks,
do that
and
sometimes,
then
though?
we fuck, and then a couple of days later is like and rinse and repeat. Like I want date nights. That's what
I get that.
motivates me. That's
feel
what
you.
motivates me to go
That's
into the
super fair.
bedroom.
And fellas, that's actually
That is
a
fair.
lot
You know
of
what I'm
women
saying?
I do.
So
need that.
that's what I'm
you
saying.
know?
Like it just helped us get a better understanding
Yeah.
of who we are as people,
Sure.
and how to kind of mesh that together in a way that works for us.
Yeah,
Now,
I
like that.
ultimately,
I like
the
Was
other-
it
like
worth
that.
the time you guys went? Because I got a push from women's perspective. Did you feel like it was worth your time?
The other side, for me, I
didn't
think
go well.
I think it wasn't
Okay.
worth my time
So
because
who knows?
I'm going to tell you why.
From the two
and,
niggas on the
and let me
panel.
just tell you, I'm probably Mr. Sensitive in general.
You are.
Right?
Facts.
And I'm probably, I'm real passionate about a lot of shit, and probably leads to a lot of quick
I got
anger
feelings
issues.
too, but yeah, I
I
feel
got
you.
quick anger issues too. But what I will say to you is, like, the whole purpose around therapy was to help you reframe the situation, so you're looking at it from a different angle that you may have not been looking at it before.
For sure.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a person that actually is aiding to reframe it from both sides,
Yeah.
then we looking at a one peephole. And to be honest with you, is problematic, bruh.
But also
So
with therapy,
it didn't
like,
help me
you-
because of that piece, because I didn't get that.
You also learn in therapy that you listen to understand where that person's coming from, as opposed to listen
answer.
to
Respond. Yeah.
Right.
Because it's so quick, especially if you're already on the defense about some shit. You're not trying to hear what that person's trying to say. So sometimes it's somebody just saying, time out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you understand what they just said? Can you repeat what they just said? What did you hear them say?
Right,
And
yeah.
you'd be
Big
shocked
talk.
to hear what
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck the other person.
Really?
Total opposite of what you
the
said,
fuck
yeah.
you just finished
I,
saying.
Really?
I
And you're
was,
just
I'm
like-
Yeah,
literally,
total
I was literally
opposite.
that person. They
Yeah.
tried it on me, and I was literally that person. Bro, I got kicked out of therapy.
Now that I've never heard.
No, I
before.
got. They were like, "You got to go. You have to leave." I was like, "Well, fuck you and your mama too, bitch." Like it, like
Yo, not mom.
it,
Mommy got shit to do.
to be honest
it.
with you, it was. I think I was. This is a point where you also have to feel like, are you ready to do all of those things?
Because it is a lot of work.
Because
like
if
I
you're
said,
not
it's
ready-
going back into the. It's ugly.
It's
but
ugly.
if you love that person and you are making an effort, and you're willing to want to make it work.
Yeah.
You're gonna try it. You're gonna
Yeah.
fucking try it. At
That
the end
is
of the
hard
day,
work.
when
That is hard
when
work.
I walked away from something much like him, I feel like, well, I did everything
my
I
all.
possibly could. For
sure.
So there wasn't a rock unturned. Like I really did want this to work.
You had a clear
Now,
conscience.
Yeah, I could walk away with it because I know I did what I needed to do.
I feel you on that. You, real quick.
Nah, I'm actually thinking of everything you're saying and just thinking about to past situations. You're totally correct. A therapist can mediate something perfect. I do think you can choose the wrong one, and I do think you need to find the one that works best for you. But in an ideal situation, they should be able to create a space that you can be as honest with them as maybe you've never been able to be when
You don't
it's
feel like you could have been that way with your
yeah,
therapist?
one-on-one. Because not even I definitely didn't feel like that at all, because once she heard about my infidelity,
Transgressions.
It was
yeah,
done.
It was done.
It was done, bro.
I might as well
Crazy.
listen. I might as well because and
Might
I
as well
owned
been
it.
the
I kept owning it over and over, and I was like, damn. Am I ever gonna get to say the why or where I was coming from?
Yeah.
And I know where you were coming
and
from.
exactly. So I'm starting
Where
to
were
think.
you coming from?
Well, I
Just
was-
out of
I
curiosity.
was being
Not feeling, not getting back what he thought he was
being
giving.
neglected, and it was not reciprocity in the ways that there should have been, and a hella lack of consistency. So the reality, I was losing, and she wasn't. You know what I mean?
You were scared
And
you would get prostate cancer.
I was actually. I told her that too. Like I ain't like that shit. Like no,
understand.
niggas supposed to get those nuts, man. Like we got to push through
Use your
this
hands,
shit.
use your mouth. They always got to
I
be,
mean,
be creative.
it's whatever, you know. And then when you get to the point where you no longer care if you have sex with them, and you just want to, I'll just beat off tonight, nigga. It's easier, less strict. You know what I mean? Like when it gets to that point, man,
the
it's
moment
just in
you
a bad
stop fucking, that
situation.
relationship is
It
over.
is.
You know what I'm saying? And
It's
that's
done.
kind of
It is
what
done.
you know where my mind went, man. That's just a bad place to be,
Word.
especially for me.
We're gonna drop it right there. I just want to take the opportunity to say, Posh, thank you as always
Yes.
coming over here. Somehow we were able to take what I thought was going to be a much more serious conversation
serious?
Were we? Yeah, we had
we had
moments.
good convo.
into
Yeah.
a truly brunch with the boys
We ain't say penis all
and
show.
Posh situation.
I think
Titties
I
or
said
vagina?
it once.
Pussy?
No, there was a lot of
Pussy was said,
other stuff.
pussy
guys.
down, you know what I
it
mean?
was,
This nigga was
it was
there.
hard to reel these
Yeah.
these stallions in at this point. Okay,
I thought it was going to be a more mature conversation
I
too in
did
your
too.
defense.
We wasn't mature. I thought this was
I
mature.
thought
for us.
there was some
well,
nice
you
moments,
understand who
for
I was
sure.
dealing with, though.
Yeah, of course. I
Okay.
can see
That
why
hand
I got
pointed at
called
me?
into this
Yeah,
one.
You can't point at me. I'm mature.
Please go to hell.
Y'all wearing the same.
child of God, I won't
Y'all
be
wearing
there.
the same uniform. How y'all gonna be mature?
You're right.
Don't do that.
We locked in.
Nigga got Nike text like Future talking about I'm mature. Nigga, fuck out of here.
Hey, if you knew my life, you'd know.
No, but for real, it was a real good conversation. I appreciate my boys as always in regards to just kind of giving it real and tough. As always, we push in the humor and make sure that you have to understand that life is serious enough, bruh. Like we have to have fun with it, but we also can pass a message along with it. That's the whole premise of Brunch with the Boys. So I just want y'all to know that we will get back with some level of consistency with the pod this year. But we like to
miss y'all.
thank
And we're
all our,
bringing Posh back regularly too.
of course.
Yeah.
But we would like for just to say
Facts.
thank you for hanging in with us as always. Find Posh at the Posh Sessions. I don't know if her
well,
Instagram is up right now because she's going through a cleanse.
Well,
So what's going on? Where they gonna find you at this point? Nowhere.
nowhere. Because sometimes you just got to get low and
Facts.
keep shooting.
No, that's real though. That's
But,
real.
No, I decided to take a social media cleanse.
Yeah,
You know
man.
why? I mean, just real quickly, just the fact that
Mental health.
Life
too.
has been crazy as hell lately. There has been a lot of pressures on me just as an adult and just life in general.
Oh man,
And
me too.
it just got to a point where social media in particular, it's fun when it's not a job. Some like ourselves with what we do, and that's our platform, and we are building brands, and we have to, it's work, guys. It really is. Like a post can take literally hours to fucking create and edit. Jesus. And then you have to push it, and you gotta promote it, and you gotta repost it, and you gotta share it, and you gotta do. It's not as fun as it is for the average person. It really is a job, and it just got to a point for me where I'm building a different business right now, and I found myself spending hours just scrolling, doing absolutely fucking nothing that I could have been doing something more productive with. So for the time being, I just decided to clear myself of some of those distractions. Even with the alcohol, I could drink you under the fucking table.
We know
Like
that.
don't fucking play.
We know
but
that.
then the
It's embarrassing.
aftermath, being hungover or just not being yourself and being sluggish for 2-3 days. Like, yo, listen, I'm pushing 40. Time is not on my side right now. So I needed to take a break. Y'all could look me up eventually. I'm going to be
Not
back.
eventually.
Growth in 2025.
Look at her.
Man.
Right
Look at
now-
her.
Growth. You know what I mean?
Look at
That's
her.
what we doing. We growing, y'all. Getting
Like
better.
I said, you got to get low and shoot. That's it.
You know?
All right. Well,
Word
hey, you can find us still at Brunch with the Boys on all social media platforms, YouTube presence, all podcast platforms as well. Hey, we love all y'all. Keep it real, and we'll see y'all next time.
Easy. You thought I wasn't gonna give you one. Hey.
Coffee and brunch. We can have our conversations over coffee and brunch. Ha.